Now, forewarned weather with Ashlee Baracy.
I think the one thing that we all can agree upon, let's get this wildfire smoke out of here. 7 straight days of dealing with this. And this is a My Pick photo that came in from Michael in West Bloomfield of the sunset last night. And boy, was it a fiery one. So you can take some spectacular photos, but it's just not great to spend time outside because of the poor air quality that we've been holding on to now officially for a full week. So the air quality index as it stands right now, unhealthy for sensitive groups, but we will have some locations across the area that will be elevated to that unhealthy for all for today. So we are draped with the smoke and we're in good company. I mean, this all has to do with the air quality concerns from Minnesota through New York, up into the New England states and down into the DC area. And so here's that smoke map for you. And in fact, that smoke layer a bit thicker across the Great Lakes than what we had this time yesterday morning. So the smoke forecast, the light yellow or whitish color that you see would be the thicker plumes. However, you still see that deep shade of gray as we head into Wednesday. So it starts to retreat just a hair in southwest Michigan. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see another extension tonight going into tomorrow, just based on this data that we're looking at heading into tomorrow's forecast. So air quality advisory as it stands right now should lift tonight, but we'll wait and see what happens later on today if that gets extended. But it's for all of southeastern Michigan. Live look at downtown Detroit, and you can see the haze off on the horizon. 65 degrees in the city, 63 in Ann Arbor and Pontiac, and 64 in Monroe. And so we're pretty much widespread 60s to start the day, widespread 80s into the afternoon, with 85 the forecasted high, which puts us a couple degrees above average. A few clouds mixing in, but probably not as noticeable because of the smoke layer already looking like it's that overcast type of filter. So if you're heading out to Comerica Park, Tigers taking on the Twins again tonight at 6:40. Plan for low 80s first pitch, low 70s by game's end. It'll be a dry one. We're in a mainly dry stretch. There are a couple just isolated, localized chances. I'm talking like a 15% chance of seeing something pop up over the next couple days. Really not even worth mentioning. But what you see here come Wednesday evening, there is some moisture that starts to build in. And so I think more than anything, you start to feel that humidity going into tomorrow, and it'll be much more prominent by your Friday and Saturday. Best chance for rain, probably not until early next week. So as we look at your muggy meter, well, you'll feel a little bit of a difference in that humidity tomorrow, but more noticeable for Friday, Saturday through the weekend. And the air temperatures are rising as well. So as we get into the upper 80s through the weekend, likely feeling like low to maybe even mid 90s because of the humidity and that heat index. Slight chance for a shower storm Sunday. Probably a better chance by the time we get to Monday of next week.
Best.
7th day in a row of dealing with air quality concerns across not just southeastern Michigan, but the entire state. Unhealthy levels of pollutants coming from the Canadian wildfire smoke. As we take a live look at Metro Airport, you can see a little bit of that haze. We're sitting in the 60s for most of us, but we've risen to 70 degrees in Grosse Ile. 59 though in Port Huron. Northeasterly wind pumping in that smoke. Air quality alert is set to lift tonight. We'll see if it gets extended, but 85 for the afternoon high. Darnell?
Thanks.
Now, forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
Well, you'll be happy to know that these two have paid $100 to join us now. And you'll get that.
I want my refund.
When you leave, you'll get it back.
Refund, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Traffic-wise, though, it's been pretty quiet today.
Been pretty, very quiet. You noticed.
I did. I do listen to you.
You noticed. Like being at home with the other Rhonda.
Yes. And it's just like, we have this long stretch of what would be beautiful weather. I mean, sunny skies, no rain, not too humid, but then you just have this haze in the air. It's
Canada.
A bummer.
Oh, Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
And we have kind of been doing that, but they have it really bad too. I mean, of course, it's so bad they have to evacuate.
Yeah, and Montreal dealing with it pretty significantly as well.
Yeah, so here we are again dealing with, the air quality concerns right now across lower Michigan. The levels are unhealthy for sensitive groups, but we do have some pockets that are developing at this hour that have reached that unhealthy for all. And we're talking down by Monroe, up into the UP. So these are very isolated pockets, but nonetheless, we are all suffering in some form probably from this, whether it's just going outside, not being able to enjoy the day, or you have the scratchy throat, itchy eyes. And so we're holding on to air quality concerns for at least one more day. I'm not ruling out tomorrow as well. So here's the map and the little pockets of red that I was talking about that has reached the unhealthy for all, but pretty much widespread pollutants in that unhealthy range for sensitive groups across the lower peninsula. That smoke map showing that the thicker layer stretches from the northern plains through the upper Midwest and all the way into the New England region and then stretching down towards Philadelphia. So a good chunk of the northeastern, I would say, quadrant of the U.S. and all that smoke coming out of Canada. And so you will see that it gets a little bit better heading into your Wednesday morning as far as those darker plumes that would be in the yellow. However, the gray that you see on the map, still a light smoke layer, so that's why I'm not going to rule out one more extension this week, but we'll have to wait and see. Those usually get issued later in the afternoon, so you'll want to stay with your forewarned weather team. But the wind direction will greatly depict what we're dealing with here. And so heading into tomorrow, winds do shift from the north that we have today out of the east. And so at least we're not getting that direct flow out of Canada, but still you saw what's off to the east in the New England region. That's going to start to push into our area before it then retreats north, because by Thursday, we're getting this southeast to southerly flow of air, especially by the afternoon. The winds pick up and are a bit stronger. And so that's going to give us a little boost, pushing that smoke out of here. So I think Thursday's a slam dunk, not having to deal with the smoke layer. Tomorrow's iffy. But as it stands right now, that air quality alert remains in effect until tonight. Live look at Belleville, where it does look milky out there. The haze lingers. 66 at Metro, 63 in Ann Arbor. Same with Holland, 61 in Port Huron. Your forecast today will be just a smidge above average, 85 for the afternoon high. And you pair that with hazy sunshine and a few clouds mixing in, and it just kind of has that gray look to the day. But clouds and radar forecast zipping through this. I did stop the clock late tomorrow evening where it picks up a little moisture. There are just these little isolated, localized chances of seeing a shower develop. But I mean, 15%. It's really not anything to write home about. More than anything, you're going to just notice some moisture building in the form of humidity for the second half of the week through the weekend. It's not until early next week that we have a chance for some rain developing. So let's talk more about the humidity real quickly. Friday, Saturday, the humidity is on the rise, and so is the air temperature. And so with that, we will be feeling like we're in the 90s, even though we're just flirting with it with our air. And then early next week will be our best chance of seeing some rain redevelop.
Yeah, I actually saw you.
Oh!
You were waiting for that, huh? You waited for that.
Yeah.
You can't talk about the people that shop at Walmart.
I'm not talking about the people that shop at
We're on
Walmart.
television. I don't know if you're, when the cameras
I'm
are
talking
out in
about the
front of
green-
us and they're lit up.
I know that.
Some things we can't talk
No, they could be wearing the green eggs and ham like stuff at Walmart. That's why. What are you all thinking about?
All right, try and save yourself.
I'm talking about the.
I made a mistake
Here's
opening the door.
Here's Darnell. Take it. Take it now.
Whatever. They can be wearing all the doctor suits.
Whatever.
Collectible stuff. Anyway.
Okay.
A giant panda
It was nice
at
knowing you, Darnell.
Washington, D.C. Smithsonian National Zoo, celebrating his first birthday in the United States.
Aw, take a look. This is Bow.